Hello, it's Alina again. No. I look like shit. I feel like shit. Just all over shit. So, I'm in a new apartment, which is kind of cool. It kind of sucks. It all depends how you look at it. Um, my kitchen is tiny as fuck, which is kind of annoying. It's like 2 foot by 5. Very, very small kitchen walkway. Um, update, I went to an endocrinologist about a month, not even, maybe 3 weeks. 3 weeks back. And just the visit alone cost about $200+, which was a real pain in the ass. Real pain in the ass. And then there was the matter that, like, the visit didn't include any blood work, didn't include anything, and I ended up getting a second appointment somewhere, at the very end, December, actually just before Christmas, and I was told to get 2 blood work tests done. One, like, the week after I went to the endocrinologist, and then another one about a week before my second appointment. And with the blood work, there were 3 tests for the first blood work, and they were over $200 again. And then the second set of blood tests only went up to about $160, but that's still fucking a lot of money. Like, the 2 appointments and the 2 blood works, that's at least $800 to $900 of money for practically nothing. I mean, that's not even including the fact that a prescription for estrogen is God knows how much. And it's just ridiculous. It's been hitting me pretty hard. I mean, I've been so low on money that I haven't even had the opportunity to see my therapist since like in July. That's a pain in the ass entirely because I'm not very emotionally stable. I realize that. I mean, let alone the fact that I haven't finished my chronology report with her. But I mean, I'm not stable. I'm really not. I mean, if I'm around my own family for too long, like, it doesn't even have to be like one specific set of time. Like, it's not one moment of time frame where I'm with them. It's just gradually, like, each and every one of them, no matter how much I love them. Like, my sisters, I love them to death. I do. Like, I love them probably more than I love a bunch of the rest of my family. And if I spend too much time with them, like, I don't know, but I'll end up, I get to a point where I can't stand them anymore, and I have to leave them alone for God knows how long. same way with, you know, the rest of my family. Like my dad. I can't. I'm working with him. I'm in a job with him. Like, I work for him. And it's a royal pain in the ass because of all people, he kind of repeatedly gets just too much for me. Repeatedly. And consistently, too. It's not like, oh, well, you know, it was just that one time a few months ago. No, it's like, it all just gradually builds and he keeps going until I can't stand him anymore. And I have one of two options. I quit working for him, only to get suckered into a job that doesn't pay me for 3 weeks. Yeah, by the way, that happened. Or I have this small breakdown, try and collect myself, and go on. And when I say breakdown, it really wasn't. It's really not a breakdown. It just rage thoughts, continuous rage thoughts. Like I just can't think of anything other than rage against that particular person. So like my sisters, you know, be all fine and dandy. The next moment, just rage. Like, get the fuck away from me. I'm gonna kill you. And my relationships kind of end up that way too. Like it's a royal pain in the ass because like we'll be in a relationship and we're all fine and dandy, and I'll get thoughts of, you know, commitment. It's like, hey, you know, maybe this person's the one for me, you know, go on, and then just anxiety or something, or just maybe my self-esteem comes along, smacks me in the face and goes, no more feelings. This person is dead to you. It's kind of sucks. But it does get me out of a few bad relationships every now and then. Though, if they're really stalkerish, they sit there and they consistently bug your phone with spam and crap, and you're like, go fucking die. To the point where neither of you message each other because you know that it won't end well. Which is great. But back to the fact that I realized that I was mentally unstable. I had a breakdown. I really did. Last Sunday, Monday, I don't know. It was one of my days off, and I had 3 whole days. And 3 days of just me is pretty bad. Like, it was terrible. And I know some people are like, oh no, it wasn't a breakdown, you're just, you know, just really sad about something, you're not sure. Oh, you know, it wasn't a breakdown, you're just, you know, upset or worried about something. I was like, no, it was just a total breakdown. It was nothing but pure, unadulterated, just sorrow doesn't begin to cover it. It was terrible. Like I could not just stop thinking these terrible things. Like suicide was probably the biggest thing on my mind during that breakdown. A lot of it was hate towards myself and just disgust but And it was horrible because like every 5 minutes my ears would start burning and I could just feel myself wanting to completely just fetal position and cry to death. There was no feeling of hope or joy left in the world for me. And I didn't like it. I really didn't. You know, it's not that bad to be emotionally unstable. I have plenty of friends who are. And they're right. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. And there's nothing to be afraid of. But, you know, it's not. My fear isn't of being unstable. My fear is being unstable and not knowing it until, like, the very end. Like, I'm in a padded cell with no knowledge of what happened. Only to find out that, like, I killed someone dear to me for no reason. Like, and that's worst case scenario. But still, like, just ending up in some form of psychiatric hospital with no prior knowledge of like the past week, that's pretty insane. Like, that is a serious fear of mine. But I mean, I don't know. Being poor doesn't help anything. It really doesn't. I mean, you go, oh, hey, the new next gen fucking systems of gaming are out. Oh, that's amazing. I couldn't afford it in a million years. Not on opening day. And yeah, I make $10 an hour, which, like, that's not the worst in the world, but honestly, if you're, you know, single, married, or with kids, you know, and you get anything less than $15 an hour, you're not doing okay. You're getting by, if that. Like, and I can understand, like, single mother with like 10 children and she only makes $15 an hour. That's barely getting by. Like, there's not a whole lot people can do with shit money. Like, I've calculated the numbers hundreds of times. Like, I don't even make $20,000 a year. Like, at all. Zip. None. Just not at all. That's fucked up. I don't make $20,000 a year. That's fucked up. And, you know, the only reason why I'm working is because, you know, I didn't have the money, or I didn't have the money, and I didn't have the grades to go straight into college. I mean, I would love to go straight to college, but of course, I never did. I still haven't gone to college. I mean, I took some college courses back in high school, but I haven't been able to fucking afford college. And see, what people don't realize is, don't go to work right away. If you go to work, you're just fucked. You really are, because then, you know, you're stuck with whatever job that you're currently doing, or, you know, similar type things, until you do go to college and you do find a way to get out of that hellhole. And I got in the labor industry. I don't know why I did, but I did. And because of it, I go through miserable job after miserable job doing nothing but hating myself and what I'm doing, because I'm not some guy who wants to be, working the fields for the rest of eternity. How can I even, afford fucking hormones alone with such shit pay? And yeah, I mean, like I said, 10 an hour is probably a lot better than what most people make. And yeah, I complain, but I do technically have job security because for some strange ass reason, my dad solely wants me working for him. Like, he doesn't want any of the rest of it. He could give a fuck less about that. He just wants me. And it drives me nuts because I'm not really interested in working for him forever. And, here's the thought. There should be certain rules that or certain rules about what the government can do to you, depending on how much you make. Like, make less than $15 an hour, no tax. You know how amazing that would be? Do you know how much easier it'd be to get by not knowing that, come April 14th, you have to go in and pay some, ridiculously large fine just so people can take care of your taxes? It's like, really? I mean, when I moved down here, or when I was taking care of my W-2s, when I moved down here last year, fucking, I almost got fucked. Like, I would have had some serious ass motherfucking debts. Like, again, I know this is probably a really small number compared to what most people pay for taxes, but I would have almost had $120 of fines of Arizona, North Dakota, and federal. Luckily, I got in before a certain date, so my federal was free. Then on top of that, I had such little to owe Arizona that they're like, wiped. And my North Dakota funds were, like, I don't know how my grandmother and my grandfather did it, but they did enough so that by the time I had to turn in my W-2s or whatever they were, I was getting money. I was like, fuck yeah. It was like 300, but that's still better than nothing. Like, $300 is better than paying, 120. But hopefully, by the next time you see me, I will be okay. I'll hopefully have seen my therapist. Hopefully have found someone to help me out with hormones that isn't as expensive as an endocrinologist, because as much as I would love to go through the proper channels and everything and make sure everything's all recorded and documented, I don't have the money. I don't. And it is kind of depressing to realize that you can't afford the one thing that makes you feel whole. And also, last moment of thought, I got a new body groomer. It's amazing. Like, I just trimmed my arm hairs recently. I mean, I trim my whole body at least once a week, and it's amazing. I love it. But all my fucking stubble wants to grow in even thicker than before. So, alright. Love you guys. Not really. Ah, fuck, that sounds wrong. I don't even know you. Maybe. But to all you people that do or don't exist, this is me, Alina, on my new laptop, my new apartment. See ya.